Welcome everyone to the latest episode of the AFK podcast. I am your host, Afro Black, with my co-host, Mr. Marcos Portrait. Say hello to the people.
What's up, my tippity top keckers?
Hell yeah. Just FYI, my throat is sore as shit right now, so I will not be talking nearly as much. Mr. Carter, with the fantastic narrator voice, will be talking mostly tonight.
Oh, golly gee fuck.
Yes. Uh, let's see. There we go. Okay. So first things first, why don't we talk about Mr. Anthony Fantano Fantastic and his effort to try and get some free money out of Activision.
Dank meme Tana, internet's busiest music nerd.
Yes.
Yeah, so, as of July 24th, Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard has filed a lawsuit against California. The state of, excuse me, has filed a lawsuit in California. Okay, thought that said against, Jesus Christ. In California, alleging that the YouTuber Anthony Fantano, a music critic who runs the immensely popular channel The Needle Drop, is misusing intellectual property law and, quote, leveraging the popularity, end quote, of a widespread TikTok voice clip he created for financial gain. The company said that Fantano, widely known as the internet's busiest music nerd, has embarked on a scheme to sue certain users of the clip unless they pay him, quote, extortionate amounts of money, end quote, with Activision Blizzard apparently being Fantano's latest target. At the center of the dispute is a widely used voice clip of Fantano saying, "It's enough slices." The clip originates in a 2021 TikTok that features Fantano reacting to a pizza being cut into increasingly smaller slices. Fantano looks on appreciatively for a while, but the slicing just doesn't stop, prompting him to scream the now famous line. I don't know if we needed the description of what that was. Here, I can just... Assuming that Anthony Fantano's not going to sue me for doing this, here is audio.
Ooh, a fresh pie? Save me a slice. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's... All right, that's good. Okay. All right, okay, all right. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's enough slices!
That is the clip in question. Um, The video has garnered millions of views and spawned thousands of copycats, leading to Activision to create their own rendition of the meme in a now deleted June 2023 TikTok promoting some Crash Bandicoot shoes. Apparently, Fantano wasn't about it, alleging it created a quote false endorsement end quote of the product without him being actually associated with it. He sent the company a cease and desist on June 27th, demanding that Activision Blizzard stopped using the audio and made a six-figure settlement payment to him. If the company didn't pay up, he would, quote, initiate litigation, end quote. Interestingly, though, Activision's lawsuit alleges that Fantano himself opted to put the clip in TikTok's commercial sounds library, specifically designating it as usable in advertisements. This is a quote from them. In reliance on TikTok's explicit representation that the Slices audio was part of its commercial sounds library, described as sounds that are licensed for commercial use, Activision paired that with the Slices audio the company wrote in their 33-page lawsuit. Sorry, I read that really weird. Notwithstanding that thousands of TikTok videos containing the Slices audio have been available on TikTok for years without a complaint, Fantano suddenly decided that Activision's video infringed his publicity rights and constituted a false endorsement, end quote. Activision is effectively arguing that Fantano is trying to game the law for his own game, with the company lawyers writing, quote, Fantano has embarked on a scheme whereby he selectively threatens to sue certain users of the Slices audio unless they pay him extortionate amounts of money for their alleged use, end quote. God, it keeps going. They further stated this dispute is a textbook example of how intellectual property law can be misused by individuals to leverage unfair cash payments, wrote Activision's lawyers. Further stating, Fantano was very happy to receive the benefit of the public use of the Slices video. It was only after he identified a financial opportunity, namely receiving unjustified settlement payments, that he suddenly decided that his consent was limited. The law does not permit, and the court should not countenance such overt gamemanship. The company is seeking reimbursement of its legal expenses and a ruling declaring that Fantano cannot sue TikTok users for using the voice clip. Richard Hoeg, a lawyer, Jesus Christ. Richard Hoeg, a lawyer who specializes in digital and video game law, told Kotaku in an email that while he has not seen all the materials in the lawsuit, based on what he knows this far, the company has a decent case here. Quote, as described by Activision, and remembering theirs is only one side of the story, it would seem like they have a good case, Hoeg said. The TikTok audio library appears to allow for general commercial use on TikTok, so anyone placing content in the library should be limited in their rights to challenge. That said, there could still be facts we don't know, like whether an unauthorized third party actually affected the sound's inclusion, or even whether it might have been automated. Quote.
God damn. So what do you think about this whole thing, Carter?
I hate TikTok. It's fucking stupid. It's a meme. They made a meme. He didn't write a song. He didn't fucking like. They're not. He made a stupid fucking meme, and a company did a corporate meme. It was a dead meme by the time they got their hands on it. It's fucking stupid. I gotta be honest. This settlement, this lawsuit right here, it's not good.
No, it is
That
not.
was a that was a reference to the needle drop, Mr. Fantano himself.
That's great.
It's fucking stupid.
Oh man, all I gotta say is I'm not very familiar with copyright laws and all that good stuff. You know, I'm not a big time YouTuber and such. All right, I don't have to worry about that shit. No one pays attention to us. However, based off of the real head honchos of the YouTube community, they basically said that Fantano's probably gonna lose because not only is it fair use because they did remix it with a creative spin for something else.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, it clearly falls under parody.
Yeah. Number two, you literally put it in a category of TikTok audio clips that makes it so any sort of fucking TikTok account can use it. They don't discriminate between companies and just regular people, like corporate entities and then individuals. They don't do that. It's just that's an overall thing, my guy.
Public domain is public domain.
Exactly. It's just like that.
That's why we
this
got
is
that
dumb.
shitty fucking Winnie the Pooh horror movie this year.
It's just like this is a really dumb hill to die on. I don't know why you would make yourself take a public L for no fucking reason whatsoever. I don't know. It's just this is an odd thing to be suing over.
I agree.
I don't know if it's because this man hates Activision or not, but I mean, I guess to be fair to him, he probably didn't expect a company to just randomly take his clip for a meme, but at the same time,
there
it's just
literal
like
thousands of videos on that fucking website with that audio clip.
yeah,
And I know for a fact they're not the first person that's used it for like advertising.
yeah. He's just feeling either
And even if they
spiteful
were,
or
it's in
just
the public
thinks
domain section. It's fucking stupid.
yeah. It's either he specifically does not like Activision, which I wouldn't blame him, or two, he just wants a
that's
big ass
fine,
fucking
but you
cut
can't
check.
take him to court on something like that.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. But yeah, no, this is a very odd thing to be staking. I wouldn't really say that he's staking his reputation on it. It's more just like people are just gonna laugh at him after he loses. And then feel bad for him because he's gonna have to pay them an assload of fucking money.
I don't feel bad for him if he doesn't drop it. No, that's on him.
That's fair. So yeah, that's all I really got to say on that. I heard about this late last night, and I was just like, this isn't real, right? Like, why? Just why?
It is unfortunately real.
Yeah. I don't know. You got any other you got any other
No,
thoughts on
not
that?
really.
No? Okay.
That's all I got on that. It's really dumb.
Beautiful. I'm glad that we came to the same consensus on
Yup.
that. Why don't you tell us about something that's not dumb but still kind of sad, Carter? Why don't you tell us about the Spider-Verse getting indefinitely like delayed?
Oh my god, I started fucking drinking when this came out. Like I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna be this rough. Um, so Across the Spider-Verse, the new Spider-Man movie that came out this summer, doing gangbusters. Everyone's loved it. It has re-sparked intrigue in the superhero movie genre. It is, I wouldn't say single-handedly resuscitated it, but it has been a breath of fresh air in this last 3 years of fucking fatigue. Everyone loved it. Everyone was stoked on the sequel. Everyone, myself included, was incredibly surprised to find out the sequel was slated to be out less than a year after the second movie. It had an original release date of like April, I think, April or May, and of 2024. No, March. It was originally set to come out March 29th of next year. Um, Ended on a big cliffhanger. I'm not going to get into details. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you don't know, go watch it. I think it's hitting digital like next week, so Sony's sponsoring me. It's a great movie, but I'm still really mad at you for what you did. Um, Even though it's not really their fault. Anyway, all that to say, Sony Pictures' release schedule is seeing some major changes due to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, with Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 and Kraven the Hunter both being delayed, and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse being removed from their schedule entirely. Beyond the Spider-Verse was originally set to release on March 29th, 2024, and it no longer has a release date. According to Variety, the cast wasn't available to complete dialogue recording in time for spring release. Sony Pictures is reportedly considering several release dates depending on how long the strikes last. Elsewhere, Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 is being pushed from Christmas 23 to Spider-Verse's former slot, and Kraven is shifting from October of 2023 to August of 2024. A Karate Kid reboot has also been delayed, with Blumhouse's They Listen being delayed indefinitely as well. Finally, sequels to Bad Boys and Venom now have summer 2024 release dates.
Oof.
The biggest takeaway from that is that the movie that has printed Sony the most money, and probably will print them the most money this year, has a part two, a resolution to a cliffhanger that has been indefinitely delayed.
Yeah, the amount of like confidence they have in these other movies to put them ahead of this part two is actually insane.
It's rough.
Huh.
It's rough. I mean, this has been like, I assume that we're going to see a lot more like confirmed delays and stuff within the coming weeks, because this has been a very long, like running strike that is starting to get a lot of big names in it. Um, like I know Bryan Cranston's out there. We've got like Bob Odenkirk, um, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, basically anyone you can think of that is in movies and is a good person in real life, um, is doing a movie or participating in the strikes. Like if you've seen someone in a movie, they're participating in the strikes, and anybody that's going over that line and still taking on roles for less pay are vultures and no names that will remain no names after the fact.
Probably.
um, I fully anticipate if they continue to go on for another month, I could easily see that we're at a point where this time next month we are reading another article going over Disney delays. I think that at the rate it's going, these Sony delays are just the tip of the iceberg for AAA
Yeah,
like movie releases.
I can agree with that.
I think the only company that has not really been impacted by this is A24 Studios, who did like Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Yep.
Hereditary, Midsummer, things like that.
Amber is absolutely obsessed with that studio. She loves their
Yeah,
movies.
they're fantastic. They're fantastic. And the only reason that they have not been affected by these strikes is they saw the list of actors' demands and said, "Yep, that is fair," and just like immediately agreed to everything.
I mean, I can't blame them. I'm just glad that the studio actually listened instead of being stubborn about it.
So,
But to be fair, though, they might not be a big enough studio to be able to afford to just hold out on it.
right. Especially there was an article from a couple weeks ago that I don't think I included in tonight's list where Bob Iger, who is the CEO of Disney, basically called everybody that's doing like participating in those strikes crybabies. So I don't think Disney's going to be jumping on the bandwagon anytime in the near future.
Yeah, he seems to think that they can still recover from all their numerous losses and revenue from all their failed ass fucking movies this year.
Yeah, Disney is not doing well this year.
No, no, they are in the fucking hole so badly. It's insane. I
Like
think,
even the Marvel shit, I think Guardians is the only movie that's come out for or the only project for the MCU that's come out this year where people are like, yeah, that was adequate.
yeah, basically, like,
Not like Winter Soldier, not Civil War, just this was a watchable film.
yeah, like my buddy Hunter, he works with me at the casino. He was telling me how for the last few years, like a few years ago, he got super into looking into how like how much money movies usually have to make in order to actually turn a legitimate profit, not just
Yeah.
like, oh hey, we did opening night of this many amounts of millions. It's been a really good success, and I think like he gave me an example where the new Indiana Jones movie it flopped to where they're gonna be in the fucking hole for like over $600 million
Yeah, I
because
believe that.
the fucking the movie's like upfront costs in terms of production was like I think 400 million or some shit like that. And then you also have to take into account like the marketing and all that other small shit, which is like another 150, $200 million and shit like that.
Hmm.
And then you got to take into the fact that they have to, I think they only get like 40% of the box office ticket sales
Probably.
because
Well, they
the
probably got more than
fucking
that since they're Disney, but
that's fair. But like it's probably like around like 50% or something like that of the ticket sales
yeah.
because fucking they have to split it with the theaters or whatever who obviously also have to pay for like the materials of the or all the supplies when it comes to popcorn and shit like that. Just like
Hmm.
adding all that together, I think Indiana Jones would have had to make like around $800 million turn close to profit or slash break even.
That's bad.
Yeah. And I think opening weekend was 100 mil.
It wasn't a lot.
I'm actually curious. Hold on. Let me look this up. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. Oh, whoops. Uh, box office. So box office worldwide as of. Let's see. This was Screen Rant. When was this published? July 17th. Worldwide box office as of July 17th was $300 million worldwide.
God, that's worldwide.
And the production budget of the movie alone was $295 million. Just for clarification. So they're probably negative another $200 million.
God damn.
But this man has the
Oh
this
god,
this
dude.
leader of Disney, dude, this fucking absolute alpha Chad has the audacity to say, "Man, y'all are being babies. You'll be back in the studios next week." I
It's
don't know.
I think the only thing that baffles me more than the fact that Disney is having the year that they have had is how crazy, like, and that's not to say that any movie studio that's not Disney can't make a good movie, but there have been so many good fucking movies from like out of nowhere that I expected to be bad on paper, that have just been amazing.
Give me an
Uh,
example.
I will. Um, The Barbie movie.
Okay.
I will say it. I am a straight, white, heterosexual man who has never had an issue with any sort of gender identity. I have never been oppressed for any of my like. I realize I am a very privileged white man. I am a stereotypical white man. Um, all that to say, the shit that the Barbie movie did and the stuff that it highlighted was very important. I think it is a very important movie for people to watch. It is a very good example of feminism being done in movies. It touches on a lot of key issues in a way that are both really easy to interpret and digest while not necessarily losing or diluting their message.
Or being
Um,
overbearing.
correct, but it is also the funniest fucking thing that I have watched in a very long time
Oh,
while
okay.
doing all of that.
Goddamn.
I was like belly laughing for a solid 2 minutes when the credits started rolling. Like that is it's such a fucking well done movie. I
Goddamn.
did not expect that at all. It's kind of like the same thing as the Lego movie. Oh, and it's like, oh, okay, it's a movie about Legos. And then you go out of the Lego movie, like, holy fucking shit, that was about so much more than Legos. It's the exact same situation.
Goddamn. Now I want to go
It's
see
it's a
it.
it's a great movie.
Amber's been bugging me that she wants to go see it, and I'm just kind of like,
It's
maybe.
great. I had a few friends last weekend that we did the whole Barbenheimer thing. So we watched the Oppenheimer biopic, which is also fantastic. And then as a palate cleanser, we watched the Barbie movie. So,
I see. Okay. So,
but
both of
no,
those were
it's
solid, and,
shit
they
like
didn't come
that.
from Disney. Meanwhile, Disney's just
Neither of
shitting the
them. Yeah,
bed.
you're not giving Disney a penny.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what we love to hear. But yeah, no. Disney needs to turn shit around. That's all I have to say about it, because it's not looking too good for them. Their IPs are starting to lose standing with the general populace. Their old IPs are taking the repeat of the new Jedi or the new Star Wars trilogy, where they're turning a beloved character into a grumpy old man that nobody likes, and trying to force a new character down everyone's throats.
Dude, Force? Did you say Force? The Force? Force?
Shut up.
Okay.
So I don't know, man. It's uh, it's unfortunate, but I mean they're kind of digging their own grave by not putting the proper resources into the franchises. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you got anything else to say about Spider-Man and Venom and the Kraken Slayer or whatever his name is, Craven the Hunter? What about Karate
No,
Kid,
not
dude?
really.
What about
I
Karate
have
Kid, dude?
never watched anything to do with Karate Kid in my life.
That's fair.
Not
I haven't
even
seen the new
Cobra Kai,
ones.
which I've heard is really good.
I have also heard that is good. I watched the remake with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, but that was it.
Nope, didn't even watch that. I have not seen a single bit of Karate Kid.
It was alright. It was alright.
I know the beats. I've seen people like parody it. I've just never seen the original.
You'll never say never, Carter.
It's Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I mean it was the soundtrack, dude. It's close enough. But
Moving on.
wow. Anyways, apparently, Final Fantasy 14 Online got their seventh is getting their seventh expansion. I think it was revealed a couple days ago,
Yep.
and it is set for release in the summer of next year. Um, let's see here. The Verge published this article. Fantastic. It's finally time for Final Fantasy 14 Beach Vacation episode. This year's Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest kicked off the American leg or kicked off the American leg of the global event in Las Vegas this weekend. Thousands of fans braved blistering Las Vegas heat for cosplay events, concerts, and of course, Presentations designed around everybody's favorite critically acclaimed MMO. I would fucking hate myself if I went to Las Vegas in this fucking heat and I still cosplayed. You are a fucking trooper.
Yeah, no, God bless those people. They are getting paid more than they could ever pay me to stand outside in that fucking shit.
Fucking Christ, man. Anyways, during the keynote kicking off FanFest, Square Enix revealed the game's latest expansion, Dawn Trail, with a brief introduction trailer, which, as always, all the articles. There we go. That's the word. Will be down in the description like normal once this gets uploaded. So if you guys want to take a look at the trailer or just search it up on YouTube, it's just Dawn Trail teaser trailer. Okay. The trailer reintroduces us to the series' main characters as they explore a tropical island noted as Eorzea's New World. Seems like the Scions are enjoying a much-needed break from saving all of existence, going on treasure hunts and enjoying the sights and sounds of this new world. Dawn Trail is set to release summer of 2024. The keynote is still going on, or I don't think it is now, is it? Maybe. It's only
I think
Sunday.
it might have ended this weekend. I don't remember.
I don't know either. Let's see here. So Square Enix may still reveal more about Dawn Trail in addition to the trailer. So, I guess as another side note, as a continuation of this, apparently Final Fantasy XIV is also heading to Xbox. Let's see here. During the keynote, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer appeared to announce the news alongside game director Naoki Yoshida. Quote, we want to bring the Xbox community and your Warriors of Light together in a way that is safe, secure, engaging, and above all else, fun. Since the game's launch in 2013, the MMO has only been available on PC and PlayStation. According to Yoshida, one of the biggest requests from fans was to bring the game to the Xbox platform. As a result, 14 will come to the Series X and S and feature faster loading times and 4K resolution for the Series X. Fortunately, Xbox fans won't have to wait for the game's latest expansion to play. According to Yoshida, the Xbox version will launch into spring of next year, with an open beta to take place sometime around the launch of 6.5. Progress from the open beta will carry over. So Yoshida encouraged Xbox players to sign up for it. So I'm going to actually go ahead and put this in the Discord real quick. But yeah, no, that's good. Honestly, I didn't even know. I don't know why, but it completely just went over my head that Final Fantasy XIV was playable on PlayStation. I honestly didn't even realize that. That's good.
It was pretty cool. They've been
So
pretty consistent. They haven't really everything that's come out has been like day and day with PC. So
good.
seems like they're gonna try and keep that up when the Xbox version comes out.
I see. So are the PlayStation and the PC versions cross-platform? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's fully cross-plat.
Nice. So I'm assuming the Xbox should be cross-platform too then. So
One would
that's
think.
good. You would think, but you never know, I guess.
Well, no, but Phil Spencer's also the guy that's like everything should be cross-platform all the time. So
Yes, all the time. Give me it. Let's see here. Carter, why don't you tell us about the PS5 sales boom?
okay. That's it. I'm just kidding. Yep, the PS5 has hit an impressive sales milestone, although the console is currently tracking slightly behind the PS4. As of July 27th, Sony has announced it has sold 40 million PlayStation 5 consoles as of July 16th. According to analysis from Ampere's Pierce Harding Rolls, the PS5 reached 40 million at a slightly slower rate than its predecessor, the PS4 hitting 40 million 2 months earlier in its life cycle. The PS5 is currently tracking around 1 million consoles behind in terms of sale throughout. PS4 remains the fastest selling PlayStation console. However, according to Harding Rolls, PS5 has enjoyed a strong sales performance in 2023 so far, buoyed by record-breaking shipments and a wave of pent-up demand from the previously hard-to-buy console. Sony has sold over 9 million PS5s in the first half of 2023, which is 30% more than its peak PS4 comparative performance last generation. Harding Rolls has said the pace of adoption. Oh my god. Harding Rolls has said this pace of adoption is allowing Sony to close the adoption gap when compared to the previous console generation, making up for its poor availability on the PS5 in its first 2 years of sale.
Good shit.
Excuse me. Overall, the current sale performance puts Sony in a good position to achieve its fiscal year shipment target of 25 million PS5s, but we will know more for sure in its next few months. Ampere is currently forecasting the PS5 sell-through of around 21 million units in 2023. Jim Ryan has said, "We launched the PS5 in November of 2020, and the world was in a strange place, different than when we announced the console in 2019. Despite the unprecedented challenges of COVID, our teams and our partners worked diligently to deliver PS5s on time. We continued to face the headwinds with the pandemic, and it took months for supply chains to normalize so we could have that inventory to keep up with demand. For more months than I care to remember, we kept thanking our community for their patience while working through these issues, but now PS5 is well stocked and we are seeing that pent-up demand finally being met." Ryan has said there are now more than 2,500 PS5 games available. Upcoming PS5 exclusives include Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine from Insomniac, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, and a Last of Us multiplayer game from Naughty Dog. Microsoft does not publicly announce Xbox Series X and S sales, although it has mentioned last month its combined consoles have accumulated a user base of over 21 million units during a presentation at a games event in Brazil. Based on this data, PS5 is outselling Xbox Series X and S by roughly 2 to 1.
Goddamn.
Just this week, Xbox reported Q4 hardware revenue declines year-over-year of 13%. Hardware sales for Xbox were down 13% in Q2 and then down again 30% in Q3. During the FTC versus Microsoft trial to determine the future of Xbox's $69 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft claimed that Xbox had officially lost the console wars. An excerpt from that court document states, quote, "Xbox console is consistently ranked third of 3 behind PlayStation and Nintendo in sales. In 2021, Xbox had a share of 16%, while Nintendo and PlayStation had shares of redacted and redacted respectively. Likewise, for console revenues and shares of consoles currently in use by gamers, Xbox trails with 21%, while PlayStation and Nintendo have shares of redacted and redacted respectively." Another court document revealed by Microsoft believes that Sony will release a PS5 Slim later this year priced at $399.99, and that Sony's Project Q, a handheld streaming device that will wirelessly connect with the PS5, coming in at under $300. A PS5 Pro is also reportedly set for 2024. Also, for comparison's sake, because it has been mentioned, since its launch on March 23rd of 2017, the Nintendo Switch has sold over 125.62 million consoles worldwide.
Jesus Christ.
So, all that to say, Sony be printing money. If you have ever wanted a PS5, there is no better time than now to get them, especially with, they have been doing a very big push for Spider-Man 2 merch. In fact, this week they dropped pre-orders for the consoles, the controllers, and I didn't realize they were doing these, but they're faceplates, like just the faceplates that you can buy to swap out if you've already got a PS5.
Okay.
So they're kind of going ham as they're starting to actually have PS5 games that are exclusive to PS5 coming out.
Good stuff. Well, good on them. Sounds like they're doing something right. Definitely not movie making, but they're doing something right.
I don't know if that movie making one's necessarily that. All of them. Still sucks.
Agreed.
Anyway.
But yeah. Big numbers. Let's see. Honestly, let's see here. It's actually quite impressive how close it is to PS4, considering that the PS5 wasn't even widely available for most of the time since its release.
Yeah, pretty much. Like up until like I said, I think this year is the first year for both Sony and Microsoft where I've seen their most recent consoles like readily available on the market. Where before it was just like following every gaming social media account to be like, oh my god, it's live. Go before the Amazon link crashes.
Burger? Yeah. 'Tis crazy. Sorry, Amber came in and distracted me.
Nah, you good.
Leave! Anyways. Let's see here. Quote unquote outselling Xbox Series X and S roughly 2-1. Not surprising. Microsoft haven't released a system seller exclusive AAA game since 2021. Without exclusives.
Halo Infinite is the only game that you do need. Sorry.
Stop lying. We don't do that here. Alright?
Are you reading comments or are you streaming?
I am reading comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well-deserved and earned, not bought success. I mean...
Can't really buy success when you're selling computers.
Yeah. But, you know, you do you, I suppose. Let's see here. The Xbox's exclusive games in 2023 is currently defined by Redfall and not much else. Meanwhile, Sony already has Final Fantasy XVI, Spider-Man 2, and many other exciting games coming to PS5. It's very
I feel
clear.
like that willfully omits Starfield. Like they're willfully excluding Starfield
Yeah.
as an Xbox exclusive. Like,
Yeah, I don't
know. Like I've had a PlayStation in my house since I was born. Like I've never not had a PlayStation console, but I don't know. It's not. You're not being fair.
Yeah. I mean, my assumption is that they're just basically assuming that Starfield is gonna just flop. Which, I mean...
I don't, like, even if, like, critically it flops, I don't think it's going to be a commercial failure.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Bethesda's got way too much money and marketing behind it.
Alright. Let's see here. Sorry. This comment goes on. So it's very clear which console gamers are going to choose. What I find really gross is rather than fund their own exclusives that actually get people excited for Xbox, Microsoft would buy other publishers and take their franchises as exclusives without putting in the effort.
That I agree with to some extent. I mean, like, they haven't even finished buying anything yet. They're still deep within the process of doing all of that. But all that to say, when it is done, I would really like to see some kind of continued partnership with Sony and Nintendo like they've done with other stuff up to this point.
I was gonna say, I mean, as far as I understand, they aren't planning on cutting ties with either one of them, like making Activision to do that. So.
Right. Well, and I mean, like, prime example, Minecraft is still on everything. Every Minecraft game that has come out or will come out has continued to be on all platforms.
Yeah. So,
like, they
I don't know.
realize how much they'd be financially shooting themselves in the foot by doing that. And they have acknowledged in that FTC hearing, they did acknowledge how much money they were set to lose by way of not having Starfield on a PlayStation platform, which is a fuck ton of money. So I think they're very aware of what they're doing and what kind of market share there is to be lost.
Yeah. I think they've said enough to warrant at least a little bit of trust, saying when I say, you know, that they probably aren't going to be, you know, just pulling the rug out from under Sony's feet and just saying, nah, fuck you. At least for now. So.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope they don't pull anything slimy, but at the end of the day, they are a corporation, so anything is possible. Just depends on what makes them more money at the end of the day. So, let's see here. Why don't we move on to brighter news? Payday 3. The closed beta is happening on August 2nd, or this coming Wednesday. And you can actually register to play it now.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So, let's see here. Payday 3 is releasing on September 21st, and developer Starbreeze is planning to launch a closed beta for the game on August 2nd to iron out remaining wrinkles in its online co-op sequel. The closed beta will run on Steam and Xbox Series X. through August 7th, and those who are interested in a chance to try the game can sign up now at the links in the article. Let's see here. On Steam, select Request Access near the Buy button for the game. For Xbox players, get the Xbox Insider Hub, then navigate to previews and select Payday 3. Which actually, I think I'm going to do now.
Getting on that beta shit, boy.
Let's see here. Payday 3 is going to be $40, dude.
God, yeah, that's a budget title.
Request access.
It's only $40.
Yeah.
God damn. A lot of budget titles coming out of nowhere. There's fucking Remnant 2's only 50.
Yeah.
I've been eyeballing that like a fucking hawk. As soon as I have one person that's like, yeah, I'll play that with you, it's going in my fucking cart. Like, I want to pull the trigger on that so.
I didn't really play the first Remnant. I never beat it, so
it's
I don't
so
know if I can
good.
like justify buying it for
It's
myself.
so good. You don't even need to play you don't need to play the first one to play the second one.
Or are they not connected?
Not enough to be lost.
All right, fair enough.
It's kind of like a Final Fantasy thing.
I see. Let's see here. If you get into the beta, you'll be able to play a new heist called No Rest for the Wicked as the original characters, who are Dallas, Hoxton, Chains, and Wolf. Unsurprisingly, there's a cap on progress during the closed beta. You'll be capped to Infamy level 22, and weapons top out at Progression level 8. Progress won't carry over to the full version of the game, however.
Carry over?
No, it won't.
Oh, that's fucked.
Payday 3 will debut for $40 and will release on more platforms than just Steam and Xbox on the 21st. It's also headed to Epic Games Store and PlayStation 5 at launch. You'll also be able to play it on PC via Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass. PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass, sorry. So, for the peoples that are super excited about that, there you go. There's your window. Yeah. So, moving on. Why don't you tell us about All-Star Brawl 2, Carter? We know you're just an absolute fucking Nickelodeon fanatic over here, okay? You and your
Hell yeah.
fucking Ninja Turtles and shit.
I love Viacom. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2 has been announced for Switch, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Developers Ludosity and Fairplay Labs and publisher Gamer Mill Entertainment Nick All-Stars Brawl 2, a sequel to the 2021 hit four-player Super Smash Bros. Melee-like multiplayer brawler. It is due out later this year for the consoles that I have already named. Game Mill promises, in short, bigger and better. Bigger, better, and more. More characters, more stages, more modes, plus a new campaign, full crossplay for all platforms, voice acting for every playable character, new minigames, improved graphics, and more. In the single-player campaign, you will be aiming to stop Danny Phantom villain Vlad Plasmius from conquering the Nicktoon universe. Gameplay in all modes will now include supers, which, as the name suggests, are ultra-powerful moves that can swing the match in your favor if used strategically. They don't go into the full character reveals here by name, but there are screenshots in the gallery. They have brought a few highly requested characters in from the first one, including Jimmy Neutron, Squidward. I'm trying to think. Those actually might be the only two that they showed off. And then I think all four of the Ninja Turtles are there now, which was not the case in the last one. Yeah, I mean, pretty much like this article says, it looks like an improved version of the last game. So if you like Smash Bros. And you want to play it with cartoon characters instead of Nintendo characters, you got this one coming out later this year.
Beautiful.
Still really fucking weird to me that there is not a single Fairly Odd Parents rep in either of these games at this point. I don't know if they're saving one for like a big reveal or something, but there's currently nothing. No Fairly Odd Parents rep.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That's one of like, that was definitely in like the All-Star lineup back in the day.
It's literally their second most profitable show ever behind SpongeBob.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't know what number 2 was, but I kind of figured it was SpongeBob for number 1.
Yeah. No, Fairly Odd Parents pulls back. That's why they've tried rebooting it like 5 times.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yep.
All right. Well, for people that want to play with the classic characters from back in the day when we were all youngins, then now's your chance. Have faith in. How good was the first game?
It was decent. It was definitely a good proof of concept, but kind of hoping this will improve upon the stuff that needed tweaking.
Fair. Fair.
The melee to the Smash 64, if you will.
I see. I see. I see. Let's see here. Moving on to the next one. Why don't we talk about why Sonic Mania 2 didn't happen, Carter? What the hell happened?
Okay. Womp womp. With the success of the original game, sorry, and this is coming from NintendoEverything.com. With the success of the original game, some were surprised by the fact that we never ended up seeing Sonic Mania 2. It turns out there was some actual interest on Sega's part, but things ultimately were not meant to be. Classic Sonic is now going in a new direction with the previously revealed Sonic Superstars. Arzest is taking the lead with Naoto Oshima, who worked on the series' original games, but Sonic Mania team is not involved. Speaking with Game Informer this month, Sonic Team Creative Officer Takashi Iizuka, oh my god, I cannot read, had this to say about Sonic Mania 2. Quote, there was a period after the development of Sonic Mania where we worked with them to consider concepts for the next generation of classic Sonic. It's too bad it didn't become a finished game. Still, I'm pleased that the next generation of classic Sonic that we talked about with them has been achieved with Superstars. A lot of things that we talked about with Christian Whitehead, you know. What? Oh, this is weird. A lot of the things that we talked about with Christian Whitehead, you know. Let's make it a visually rich game that's not based in pixel. Let's not do the Mania thing of reusing stuff. Let's make something brand new with all new levels. That's where the start of the concepting happened after Mania, but everything came to a stop. When we kicked off Sonic Superstars with Oshima's San's team, a lot of the conversations that we had with Christian were already in our heads, and we did start creating a new game already in a similar vein of let's make something new and let's make something not pixel. Whitehead also had this to say about initial discussions with Sega on a potential new game. Quote, when we started Evening Star, it was always our goal to move beyond 2D pixel art into 3D games and develop all new original IP. Evening Star did work with Sega to explore possible directions of classic Sonic. Oh my god, Evening Star did work with Sega to explore possible directions classic Sonic could go after the success of Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania 2 was never in development, though, because we agreed early on that we should try to make something fresh, like hand-drawn 2D or 2.5D. At that same time, Evening Star was developing our new Star engine, so we all ended up making a cool Sonic prototype that played with depth in 2.5D and some other gameplay ideas. As Iizuka-san said, though Evening Star did not continue to full production on the game, at which point Arzest took the helm and made Superstars alongside Sonic Team. Basically, they didn't want to just retread stuff, and they both wanted to do something new.
I see. I can't blame them for that. Experimenting with new genres or new like game styles for a franchise kind of keeps it alive.
True, even if you're Sonic. Sonic Superstars, the game mentioned in this article, is coming out on Switch this fall alongside pretty much all other major platforms. And the team behind Sonic Mania is making their own game, Penny's Big Breakaway, which is a 3D platformer I gushed about when we went through the lineup of the last Nintendo Direct a couple months ago.
Okay.
They both doing stuff. It all looks fun. So, do what you gotta do.
Fair enough. Oops. But yeah. Let's see. Moving on to the next thing would be. Oops. The next thing. New Ninja Turtles movie already getting spin-off series and sequel. All right. So, before the new TMNT movie even hits theaters, Paramount is already making plans to continue this latest iteration of the long-running Ninja Turtles franchise on both film and television. After this new Mutant Mayhem opens next month, it will be followed by a spin-off TV show titled Tales of the TMNTs. A big screen sequel to Mutant Mayhem will follow after that. According to Variety, the new Ninja Turtle show will be a 2D animated series with 2 seasons currently in the works, taking place between the events of the feature film TMNT Mutant Mayhem and the forthcoming sequel. Reprising their roles from the film for the series are Micah, Abby, Shaman Brown Jr., Nicholas Cantu, and Brady Noon as the 4 turtles. Mutant Mayhem was overseen by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's production company Point Grey, which will also be involved in the new TV series and film sequel, which will be directed by Mutant Mayhem's Jeff Rowe. TMNT will be the 6th TV show based on the property and the 5th animated series. There is one live-action show in the 90s that was a bit weird. Mutant Mayhem is the 7th TMNT movie, following 3 live-action films in the 90s, a computer-animated film from 2007, and 2 live-action movies with mocap turtles from the 2010s. Mutant Mayhem opens in theaters on August 2nd. You freaking excited about that, Carter? You fucking.
I mean, I've never been huge on the Turtle stuff, but I've been hearing this new movie's actually pretty solid.
I have too, actually.
So we'll see. I might give it a gander.
I might give it a peek.
So, yeah, this isn't necessarily. I mean, it's owned by Nickelodeon. It's owned by Viacom. Kind of what they tend to do with stuff that seems to be a success, where they just kind of test drive it with the movie, and then as soon as there's even a slight hint towards it being successful, they kind of go all in. Kind of did the same thing with Jimmy Neutron back in the day. Started out as a movie, everyone loved it, and they were like, "Cool, here's 4 more fucking seasons or whatever." So, we'll
Oh
see.
yeah, they
Hopefully
did give him a movie, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron.
Hopefully this can be a similar situation, and if not, then I'm sure they'll just keep throwing shit at a wall because it's Ninja Turtles and it'll never die.
Yeah. Let's see here. Moving on to the next article. The ESRB rating system wants to scan kids' faces to enforce game ratings. The Entertainment Software Rating Board, better known as ESRB, is the self-regulating body for video games in the U.S. It's the organization responsible for those E, T, and M ratings you see on video game boxes. Apparently, the board is preparing to not only rate games to inform parents about their content, but enforce who plays them directly. A new proposal to the FTC will actually scan players' faces and determine via software how old they are, keeping M for mature and adults-only games out of the hands, or at least the controllers, from minors. The 24-page proposal is being made in cooperation with Super Awesome, a software subsidiary of ESRB member Epic Games, along with Yoti, a firm that specializes in age verification. According to a report from GamesIndustry.biz, the proposed system would ask the user to take a photo of their face, presumably either with a device's built-in camera, like a phone or webcam, or upload one via an app, and check for live human presence, and then submit the photo for estimation of age. Why put in such complex system when the E through M rating is supposed to inform parents' game buying decisions already? The document says that the system is being built to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule put in place by the FTC, but that rule was implemented way back in '98. It's the reason most online services require you to affirm your age, checking whether you're at least 13 before using it. While it's legal for some services, notably lacking any adult content to be marketed to children 13 years or younger, they have much stricter rules on what can be offered, what data can be collected, and have to affirmatively collect parental consent. The ESRB proposal says that the risk is easily outweighed by the benefits. What risk? That's covered by another portion of the document. Images are immediately permanently deleted and not used by Yoti for training purposes. Something tells me that the parents and privacy groups are going to have an issue with the system that takes thousands or millions of pictures of children's faces, no matter how many platitudes are offered. We'll see whether the FTC will have the same objections. How do you feel about that, Carter? You want the computer to smart scan your kid's face?
The premise to this entire bill is literally a fucking sketch from Adult Swim.
That's
Like,
fun.
there's an Adult Swim sketch from like 7 or 8 years ago where parents got mad. It was supposed to be like this whole, oh, if you let us scan your asshole, we'll tell you how to maintain proper bowel health. And there was an entire like half of the sketch. It was like an 11-minute short. There was an entire half of that sketch that was dedicated to parents not being okay with them taking pictures of kids as assholes.
As you shouldn't
Like
be.
that's what this fucking is. It's so fucking weird. They don't need to, like, the article even calls it out. They have done everything that they need to do for years. If the Motion Picture Association of America doesn't need your kids' picture to say, hey, I want to go see a rated R movie, if all they need is the mom and dad to say, okay, they can go see this fucking R-rated movie, I don't care, I don't have a problem with them playing it, there is no fucking reason that the ESRB needs. It is absolutely asinine.
That's true. I can
Like,
agree
what
with that.
happens if you have dwarfism, if you're a little person? What's the computer going to think of you if you scan in a picture of your face? It's going to probably think you look like a child.
Yeah. Unless you have an extra set of wrinkles or something.
Or, like on the opposite end, what happens when a child is disabled? He's a burn victim. He's got horrible wrinkly scar tissue. What's going to stop him from taking a picture and having him go, oh yeah, he's 45. Okay, great. Because all they need is a picture of his face. Like, where do you draw the fucking line for that? It's such a fucking shady and shitty thing.
Yeah, no, this is definitely kind of weird. I'm trying to understand like the motivations for it. It just seems so extremely flawed. Like at best, you can just say that they just kind of threw this at the wall, thinking they were doing some good without actually properly thinking it through.
It's fucking weird.
Agreed. That is our conclusion, folks. It's fucking weird. Okay.
Like, if you're under 18, first of all, you shouldn't be listening to this. But if you are, whatever. Uh, just bite the bullet and ask your mom to buy the game.
Yeah.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
Like, when I got my first GTA game, I was like, hey, there's guns, there's swearing, there's drugs, probably a little bit of boob. Mom was like, you know what? You're 15. You're mature enough to know not to do anything that's in the game.
What?
Have fun.
Yes. Load up the game and just stare at everything. Don't play it.
Well, I mean, not to repeat anything, I guess. I
All
don't
right.
know. That was also the conversation I had with my dad as a child. Um, when I watched what was it? The 2 times that we had that conversation. It was the first time he let me watch an episode of South Park. Excuse me. It was the first time he let me watch an episode of South Park, and it was Christmas Day, the year Modern Warfare 2 came out, and we got to the no Russian mission for the first time.
Oh,
Neither of
jeez.
us knowing that it was in. Um, the response to both of these things were, well, you know not to do that in real life, right? Yep, that'd be dumb. And he goes, awesome.
All
And that
right,
was
let's
the only
continue.
conversation we ever had about either of those
All
points.
right, let's continue.
Oh my god.
That's great. But yeah, no. This whole situation is just kind of weird. I don't understand like the whole premise, especially when they make the very good point of that's the whole point of the original system to begin with. Just like you quite literally cannot wear or buy an adults only or M-rated game if you are under 18 or 17 years old. Like it's just not real. If you look too young, they're supposed to ID you. Otherwise, they get in very big trouble. So, and if they do get the game, then clearly their parents are okay with it. So I don't know.
Fuck, I think I got ID'd when I picked up Diablo.
Did you really?
I turned 28 last week. They fucking ID'd me when I picked up Diablo.
That's
It was a
beautiful.
newer guy. I'd never seen the guy in there before, so like whatever. But
He was just
no, it
like,
was
I'm just gonna
fucking
ID everybody.
yeah. It wasn't like it was. I walk in the door and Carter's in there, just like, yo, what's up, man? Like,
He looked you
yeah,
up and down, and he's like, "Give me your fucking
pretty much. I'm like, all right. I mean, like, I'll take it. I'm at the point where I'm starting to be flattered when people.
damn straight." Let me feel old and young at the same time, dude.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyways,
know, man. You pass 25, they don't do it anymore.
damn straight. It's hurtful. Hurtful, I say. Moving on to some slightly depressing news. CD Projekt Red announces the third round of layoffs in 3 months. Let's see here. The announcement was made by Adam Kay, President and CEO of CDPR, in a statement uploaded to the company's website. The layoffs will affect around 100 people, wrote Adam, which he said is about 9% of the studio's entire headcount. Kaczynski said the layoffs are part of refining the shape of the company's teams as it works on its ambitious roadmap of projects, including a new trilogy of games in the Witcher series and the next cyberpunk game codenamed Orion. Uh, Part of the roadmap includes several deep transformations, Kaczynski says, which will help the studio make quality games on time and without crunch. What? Okay, we'll get to the criticism of that weird ass statement later. There's no easy way to say this, but today we are overstaffed. He continued. Based on current and expected project needs, we already know we don't have the opportunities for the employees affected in the next year. The layoffs are not immediate, as the company will be letting go of some of the affected 100 employees as late as Q1 of 2024. Kaczynski said. In the spirit of transparency, we've chosen to share the information now. Um, this is the third set of layoffs the CDPR has announced in the past 3 months. In May, 29 employees lost their jobs at CDPR-owned studio The Molasses Flood, which is currently working on a separate Witcher project codenamed Sirius. In June, CDPR let go of 30 more employees who were part of the team working on the Witcher card game spinoff Gwent as the studio scales back development. How do you feel about that, Carter?
Um, I mean, given the size and scope of the shit that they've announced this year, I don't feel like they're necessarily in a position where they need to cut people back with how well their last few games have gone over, especially if they're citing development crunch as being something they're not worried about as a result, cutting a third of their staff. Um, that's fucking scary.
Yeah. I don't understand how you can say that you have How many games total? So trilogy of Witcher games, so that's 3. With Cyberpunk game, that's 4, which you could probably argue that that's 4.5, considering the fact that Cyberpunk was kind of a shit show for the first 6 months it was out. So that's like 4.5 games, and then you have probably at least like 1 or 2 other games, right? So you're trying to tell me that you are overstaffed, but you have 4 major fucking
I
roadmap
think you might have
projects.
muted yourself.
What did I cut out?
You called Cyberpunk 3.5 games.
4.5 games because Cyberpunk was shit show, so they had to put in extra work for it. All right.
Yeah. Well, from what I've been hearing, that expansion set to come out is basically what it was supposed to be on launch.
Oh, beautiful. I love video games.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna tell me that you have at least 4 projects coming up that are huge fucking games, mind you, because I'm pretty sure the Witcher games are also going to be open world, along with the Cyberpunk game. So you have 4 huge fucking projects coming up over the next decade, and you're going to tell me that you're overstaffed when you did not get Cyberpunk right, and the only reason why Witcher 3 didn't get fucking roasted beyond all hell is because the game overall had good elements that was able to override, barely, mind you, but was able to override the negative criticism regarding the performance of the game. How does that work? I'm not understanding.
We'll find out in due time.
I'm uh I'm flabbergasted. Like, if you don't want to support Gwent anymore, I understand that. That's fine. I can't imagine that the game has very many players left, and it wasn't originally even supposed to be like its own game to begin with. But why not put or divert those 30 people towards the development of these other games to make sure they're as smooth as possible? I don't understand.
Because. That's it. Just because.
Beautiful. I love it.
That's all I got.
Yep. All right. Carter, why don't you tell us about your massive collection and your massive restock of amiibos?
It's a pretty decent sized collection. I haven't bought any in a couple of years though. Actually, that's a lie. I think I picked up a couple when Tears of the Kingdom came out. Anyway, from NintendoLife.com, a massive amiibo stock is reportedly on. Nintendo's amiibo line has had a bit of a lull since Smash Bros. Ultimate was released, and it's been going. Oh, Nintendo's amiibo line has had a bit of a lull, and then since Smash Bros. Ultimate was released, it's been going strong ever since. Just last week, Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles were added. If you've still got some gaps in your collection, you might want to be on the lookout in the future. Nintendo Wire is reporting a massive amiibo restock that could be coming later this year. It stems from a thread on the Amiibo subreddit with the post about the new listings from a Greek retailer, Game Explorers, which is believed to have an excellent track record. According to the source, the Smash Bros. Line and other lines of Amiibo will be restocked. The first wave is apparently set to kick off at the end of August, and the second wave could begin early on in November. And again, it seems to reference a good chunk of Smash Bros. Amiibo. Wave 1 is reported to be Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, Link, Fox, Samus, Pikachu, Zelda, Luigi, Rosalina, and Olimar. Wave 2 is set to be Captain Falcon, Bowser, Lucario, Sonic, Mega Man, Charizard, Ness, Pac-Man, Greninja, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Famicom Rob, Cloud, Cloud Player 2, Bayonetta, Wolf, Terry, Banjo and Kazooie, and Young Link, with others that are yet to be determined being Link's Awakening Link, Wedding Mario, Peach and Bowser, Samus Aran from the Metroid Collection line, Wolf Link, Archer Link, Rosalina from the SMB line, and Boo from the SMB. Please keep in mind this is not an official announcement about a major restock in any region, so this is not a guarantee. Although it would make sense considering Nintendo is nearing the end of the Smash Bros. Amiibo line and is probably well aware how many collectors have at least some gaps in their collections and likely do not want to resort to overpriced resale prices.
All right. I don't have
That was a
enough
point
desk
in
space,
time.
man.
Yeah, mine are sitting in a fucking drawer that are very full. I think the last line that I went super duper hard on was the Breath of the Wild stuff when the game was first coming out, because that was still in the phase where it was like, oh, maybe Nintendo will do something with it. And outside of Smash, I would say Smash and Zelda are the two games that I have played that have the most like amiibo functionality. Which sucks because it's such a cool concept for them to do, and I really wish they would have gone like a lot harder on it than they did.
Fair enough.
I know like Metroid Dread, they have the whole like extra difficulty behind it, and then you can do like one a day scans for like consumables and shit. But that's really as far as any of them have gotten with the Switch, outside of like Smash Bros, which has like the whole, hey, if you scan an amiibo, it'll learn how you fight and then learn how to fight against you based on your fighting style. And then Skyrim had the pretty cool, pretty iconic one of if you scan your Zelda amiibo, we'll give you Hylian shield. But yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to see them kind of pursue that more than they did this generation.
Fair enough. I do think that the amiibos could have been restocked a handful of times, but at this point,
That too. Have you ever paid above retail for an amiibo?
no,
No?
I have not.
Damn.
Cannot say that I have. But you know what?
I did.
I understand the irritation.
Yeah, I did once, and it wasn't even that overpriced. I $35 for a villager amiibo, and that was like right when on the 3DS.
I see. I see. I see.
But no, otherwise everything else I've gotten has been retail price, including that gold Mario amiibo that I got while everyone was shitting their pants over him, selling him for $100 on eBay.
Damn straight. They're probably 300 now.
Fuck, I don't even think they're 300. I think that one's gotten a few restocks.
Oh.
I think Gold Mega. I haven't checked in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gold Mega Man is worth more than Gold Mario.
Gold Mario. Yep, it would be. Well, actually, if it's sealed.
Oh yeah, if it's sealed, they can tell what run it is.
Let's see. I'm seeing them anywhere from $50 to $100 sealed.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck. Nintendo has them on their official Amazon listing for $87, but that's marked down 23%. Jesus.
Gold Mega Man is first one that shows up is an $80 used one that's outside of the box. Mega Man Legacy Collection sealed with the Gold Mega Man Amiibo, sealed NIB 3DS game or 3DS, I don't know. Is $125 and then $15 for shipping, which makes sense.
That's so much.
Yeah, no, you are definitely correct. The Mega Man one is hot. It is hot. So, yeah, man. I just wish. I hope that this restock is pretty massive, because I'm sure that there's plenty of people that are wanting certain ones that just were underproduced.
It'd be cool. Yeah, there are a few I'd like to get my hands on. I would like to get most of, if not all of, the Smash DLC stuff. I started out somewhat strong out of the gate with those, mostly because I wanted the Persona amiibo. But I would really like the third-party ones are what kind of pique my interest the most. It's because it's like officially licensed, not Nintendo merch. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It'd be really interesting to see if Disney lets them do a Sora one.
That'd be funny. That'd be interesting. I'd be curious to see if Disney did let them do that. But then again, who says no to Nintendo?
PlayStation.
I mean, I guess. But, all right.
That's the whole reason the PS line began with.
Oh. All right. I would not know that.
Yeah. They were working on a CD drive for the Super Nintendo, and they had some disagreement. And said, well, fuck you, we're gonna.
Jesus.
And then they did. And then they stole Final Fantasy from Nintendo for like 20 years.
Best decision of their lives, dude.
I mean, it paid off pretty well.
Yeah. Let's see here. RPG becomes first game to hit PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, and Game Pass simultaneously. Sabotage Studio, the developer behind the awesome side-scrolling ninja platformer The Messenger, has announced that its upcoming turn-based RPG, Sea of Stars, will hit competing subscription services, PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, on the same day. On August 29th, more specifically. This will be the first time, as far as we know, that a game has come to both subscription services at the same time. The retro-styled role-playing game was already slated to launch on the Xbox Game Pass back in June, with the developer tweeting then that it was extremely excited to confirm the news. Now, Sabotage Studio has announced that Sea of Stars is coming to PlayStation Plus toward the end of August, as well, and a demo is currently available to download on PlayStation 4 and PS5. On the PlayStation blog, now level designer Felipe Dion made it clear that the current demo is not the final product, but represents what we are shooting for. The demo features areas that will be part of the final game, but we made sure to pick a slice that did not reveal any major spoilers for the main story. It is designed to give a hint of context, but mostly showcases some gameplay systems and mechanics around dungeon crawling and combat. It aims to provide a sense of the tone and vibe without giving away major points of the journey. Sea of Stars is inspired by classics like Chrono Trigger and is a prequel to the acclaimed 2018 The Messenger. It follows two powerful heroes combining their powers of the moon and sun to thwart an evil alchemist known only as the Fleshmancer, who has been terrorizing the world with their monstrous creations. With 6 playable characters and an emphasis on traversal, Sea of Stars seeks to tell an epic, mystical narrative about the power of friendship. So it's an anime. So.
A little bit.
So yeah, dude. Embrace the Sea of Stars, dude. Traverse the heavens. You feel?
I do feel, and I'm gonna hype it up because you yawned while you were deserve that.
Listen.
The Messenger kicks ass. Messenger is one of the greatest games I've ever played. It is so good. It is one of the best, if not the best, Metroidvania there. Soundtrack, banger. Graphics, banger. Boss fights, bangers. I am so excited. I didn't realize that it was going to be in the same world until I read this article, but I did know that it was coming from the same team, and these guys are fucking awesome. I'm really interested to see how they expand upon the universe and where it takes place. It's going to be rad. I'm really excited about this game.
Yeah.
About to say, if you would like to play The Messenger, I cannot speak for Game Pass currently, but I do know it's on the PlayStation Plus subscription service right now. So, if you
There
want
you
to see
go,
what that's
guys.
all about, free download. With
Pick that
the
shit up. Play it.
Pass. Please.
Play
Otherwise,
the
it's like
fuck
15
out of
bucks.
it.
It's an indie game.
Yeah, support that shit. We need more indie devs. Damn it.
True.
But yeah. So I'm glad that a fan or a game that Carter absolutely adores is getting the sequel. We love that for him. Okay. Yeah. That's all I really got on that one.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Why don't we move on to something that's a little bit more tilting to you, Carter? Why don't you
Okay.
tell us about Diablo 4's first battle pass?
It's bad. It's bad. It's
Go
bad.
on.
Yeah. So we'll get the introductions out of the way with this one. Diablo 4's first battle pass does not give enough platinum for the cheapest store item or the next pass. The Diablo 4 battle pass gives you enough platinum to almost buy the cheapest item in the in-game store. The debut seasonal pass for Diablo 4 just went live on July 20th with the start of Season 1, and it is not looking positive for player feedback. Players have discovered that the pass offers a maximum platinum payout of 666 platinum, and while that's a cute reference, it is not enough to purchase a single item from the in-game store. The cheapest item in the store is 800 platinum. It is the premium battle pass that pays out the 666 plat. As our own resident Diablo 4 grinder confirmed, Games Radar, that is via 10 payments of 60 platinum and then one final platinum payout of 66 that unlocks once you reach level 84 of the premium pass. While this is not enough to cover any in-store items, as the cheapest item in rotation is 800 platinum, it is also not enough to pay for the battle pass in Season 2. Battle passes paying out enough microtransaction currency for the next pass is pretty common practice in live service games. Take Apex Legends or Fortnite, for example, both of which give you premium currency enough for another battle pass purchase if you max out all levels of your current one. Players ain't too pleased with the discovery, that's for sure. With what, 30 items in the store, you'd expect to be able to buy at least one of them? Then again, all expectations are out the window with this company, said the top comment under the Diablo 4 subreddit post in reference to both Blizzard and Activision. It's just another day and another bad discovery for Diablo 4 players at this point. Blizzard knows that its player base doesn't like the recent 1.1 patch, and they're planning to have a broadcast later today, July 21st, which is when this article was posted, to address concerns players have. And they did. Published 9 days ago, July 21st, also from Games Radar, Blizzard gets candid with Diablo 4 Season 1. We know it's bad, we know it's not fun, we don't plan on doing a patch like this ever again. Kicking off the community address it is scheduled in response to intensifying backlash to the Diablo 4 Season 1 patch, Blizzard opened with candid agreement that the game is less fun after the update. A quote from the community management director Adam Fletcher says, "We want to acknowledge everyone's feedback in regards to reducing player power. We know it's bad, we know it's not fun, we ourselves know that it's not the greatest play experience for players out there. We do want to explain why we ended up doing it within the actual patch. And then we also want to talk about what we were trying to achieve specifically with this patch and the changes that the players ended up seeing. Separately, we want to talk about how we don't plan on doing a patch like this ever again. We most definitely heard the feedback from the players on that front, and we do want to talk about our philosophy and internal statements we're setting for ourselves for future updates." The tone of the developers, including Associate Game Director Joe Pipiora and Game Director Joe Shelley, is decidedly apologetic. Pipiora concurred that, quote, "reducing player power is never a good experience," end quote, noting that the underlying intent of the patch was to prevent outlier abilities and affixes from unhealthy warping the game. Pipiora Pipior reasons that one of the factors behind the dominance of top builds, which is often reliant on cooldown reduction and vulnerable as well as other new effects, is due to the nature of Diablo 4's existing endgame content. For example, quote, "The reality is that nightmare dungeons are dramatically tuned for what they actually need to be based on the role they fulfill in the game," end quote. To that end, a difficulty nerf to the Nightmare Dungeon is coming in a hotfix which was launched July 21st to offset some of the patches and nerfs in 1.10. In the same hotfix, mob density of both Nightmare Dungeons and Helltide will be increased across the board. Looking at future updates, Shelley highlighted the team's fundamental design pillars. Those are a wide variety of viable builds to discover, put together, and optimize across all 5 classes, new items and powers every season to keep the game fresh and increase build variety, continually evolving endgame content with high monster density for powerful builds to mow down and activities to challenge your build, and making the game more fun for players. Shelley spent extra time on build diversity and the core goal of making the game more fun, stating, quote, "If the game is not more fun for players, if players can't believe that as the same game evolves it will get more fun, then we are not accomplishing our goals," end quote. Similarly, he stressed the importance of ensuring the game stays fun while the team works towards balanced changes it deems necessary for its game's long-term health. Stating again, quote, "When we make changes that have the ultimate aim of increasing build diversity, we need to pair those changes with compelling alternatives. That means there are some builds that are overpowered, and we can't nerf those overpowered builds without providing compelling alternatives," end quote. With this in mind, Pipiora mentions targeted buffs specifically for Sorcerer and Barbarian classes, as both of them are struggling to find an identity after some major back-and-forth nerfing and combo-ruining bug fixes. Fletcher stressed improved dev-side communication going forward, including advanced patch notes for major updates. A new dev stream will be held on August 4th to preface 1.1.1, which will deliver a raft of quality of life and balance changes. For those of you who don't know, I go with hyperbole when it comes to Activision fucking up their games. This is not an exaggeration. The 1.1 patch for Season 1 for Diablo 4 literally nerfed every single class in the game by at least half. It was awful. As I have pointed out in these last 2 articles, it is not a good season. As someone who not staunchly defended, but I admitted that I was wrong about it being a bad game on launch, I cannot in good conscience tell people to go and pick this up with it being in its current state.
Yeah.
I myself have not touched it since Season 1 went live, which sucks, because I was really looking forward to it. I have friends, I had a whole squad of people that we were all looking forward to it until the patch notes went live and we saw how fucking awful they ruined this.
God damn, it's really that bad?
It is that bad.
Jesus Christ.
Everything that I've read across those last 2 articles, every conversation point that they had to talk about was done in an emergency stream as a direct response to people not liking how bad they
Oh no, we were
the
too
streams,
greedy.
those quotes, those streams, those quotes said they planned on doing fix all of that stuff was a byproduct of Reddit telling them it was shit. Of everyone in the community telling them it was shit.
Oh shit, we fucked up. Is basically what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
And on top of that, I like going back a little bit to the battle pass. Activision also has games where battle passes give you enough currency to continue buying the battle pass.
Yeah, I heard that
Call
they
of Duty,
they undercut the fucking currency that you get, so you can't even buy the battle pass back again.
Call of Duty gives you enough money to buy the battle pass back again. They do not have an excuse to not fucking do it for a flagship IP.
Yeah, I did hear
It's
about that.
bad.
Some bullshit, Blizzard. Y'all were so close.
It's bad. If you
But
want a
you
top-down
fucked it up.
RPG to play, I mean, if you're on PC or Xbox right now, pick up Baldur's Gate. Otherwise, wait a month for it to hit other platforms. But you're gonna have a way better time with Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. So, let's see. But yeah, no. Diablo 4 sucks right now. Instead of playing that, why don't you guys play? Not this. Why don't you guys play some fucking Warframe? Okay. There you go.
Valid.
Problem solved.
I haven't checked out Warframe in a while.
When was the last time I played this song, bitch? I've played a grand total of 5 minutes in the last 2 weeks.
Jesus. Really, really selling it.
Yes. But to be fair, I don't even play games like that, alright?
Yes, you do. You played Destiny.
I did, but then I got bored of this, bro. Got
I don't
burnt.
know. Like I was saying earlier, as soon as I can get someone to fucking say they want to buy Remnant 2, I'm all in.
I don't know. I'll look up gameplay of it and see if I would enjoy it, and then go from there. So I ain't trying to rush into it, you know?
True.
The game looks interesting. The monsters look interesting.
Yeah.
Very positive for reviews, okay. Some sort of magic there. Some very interesting monsters. Remnant 2 pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across terrifying worlds. Play solo or co-op with 2 other friends to explore the depths of the unknown to stop an evil from destroying reality itself. What do I gotta have to run this shit? Not much. Okay. Honestly, that doesn't look bad.
By the way, we're not sponsored by the studio responsible for Remnant. I just call out good games when I see them.
Yeah.
And Remnant 2, from what I have seen, is a very, very good game. Combat is very deliberate. People equate it to being a Souls game with guns. And then in terms of the world design, it is a procedurally generated world that changes every time you load in. So it is essentially a roguelike Dark Souls game with guns, if we are being nothing but derivative.
All right. So Carter, if I pick this up, you want to do an online co-op playthrough of it?
I would be down for that. Let me make sure, hang on, before you do that, let me make sure I can run it on my Steam Deck. Because I know...
It does say verified.
Does it say verified? Okay.
It did indeed. All right. Well, I may pick it up tomorrow then and give it a shot because I've been looking for a game to play through on stream, and I kind of want to finish Days Gone, but at the same time, I've lost the steam to want to finish it.
Days Gone is so good. Where are you at?
I'm not really. I don't remember. When was the last time I even opened the fucking game? Is my question. Days Gone. I played it last on May 29th.
Jesus.
So it's been a minute, to say the least.
You should finish Days Gone.
There's a deluxe edition, dude.
For Days Gone, I think it's just some skins and resources.
No, I'm talking about Remnant.
And then
Sorry.
maybe an art. Oh, is there? Fuck, what's in the Remnant Deluxe Edition?
So it's $60, and you get a Remnant from the Ashes armor. You get 3 from the Ashes armor sets.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's from the last game.
Yeah.
So legacy sets.
All right. Well, I added it to my cart. I'll grab it tomorrow after I pay some bills and shit. Because your boy's got to pay rent, and I got to get taxed.
I gotta cut my rent check tomorrow, but
yeah. I gotta buy new tags for my fucking car too.
Fuck yeah, I need.
That's like 300 right there.
Fuck.
Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Technically, I have like a 60-day window.
That is
I
true.
might do that when my bonus hits this month.
Yeah. So maybe I'll hold it off for a little bit too. We'll see. Because mine expired on the 22nd, so technically I have until then to do it. But I'm also paranoid about that shit too. I'd rather just get it done and be over with it.
True.
So,
Yeah, all that to say, there's better looter games out there right now.
they're what?
There's better looter games out there than Diablo right now.
True.
Like
Speaking of which, where are you guys in Borderlands right now?
Kane and I beat the story this morning. Well, this afternoon.
Nice. Yeah, I don't even remember where the fuck I am in that game. I think I did beat it. I just don't think I beat the DLCs.
He picked up the DLCs, and I was like, dude, let's gun through the campaign and then we can do it. I don't know if he has the desire to go. I would still be down to go through the DLC.
He was so bad last night.
That
He was just like, I don't even care if we play ranked. Let's just play League.
It was so funny to listen to him go through that because I didn't want to spoil anything for him. But every single time he opened his mouth to try and guess how stupid the plot was going to be, he was 100% on the money.
That sounds entertaining as hell.
It was wonderful.
Did they add anything gameplay wise to at least make the game fun?
I mean, the shooting's always rock fucking. For as much as I hate Borderlands story, I think it's like the best gameplay wise that they put out.
Goddamn.
Combat's really fluid. Traversal's really good. Movement feels great.
I see.
The character builds are really diverse and fun, but I just think they need to hire a way better writing staff for whatever they do.
Fair.
Which was
Alright.
kind of what we ended up making fun of as we were going.
Fair enough. Let's see. Those were really the articles that I wanted to talk about. Did you have any more that you wanted to talk about really quick?
Yeah, just one quick little warning for those of you who have not been on your account recently. Ubisoft has confirmed as of July 22nd that if you have not logged into your Ubisoft account for an extended period of time, they will send you an email telling you will close your Ubisoft account and not refund you for any games that you have purchased under that account.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. That is just insane.
Someone on Twitter at PC_enjoyer shared a screen cap from an email that they got from Ubisoft that reads, "Hello, we've noticed that you have not been using your Ubisoft. We have temporarily suspended your inactive Ubisoft account and will be closing it." They took to it on Twitter and said they were like, hey, just so you know, here's a thing that's happening. They will do this to anybody. And the official Ubisoft support account replied to them, "Hey there, we just wanted to chime in that you can avoid the logging into your account with 30 days since receiving the email ping and selecting the cancel account closure the email. We certainly do not want you to lose access to your game or account, so if you have any difficulties logging in, report case with Ubisoft will delete your account and your purchased games under that account if you go inactive for too long."
Oh boy. I'm sure they got
So,
it looks like they got plenty of roasting from the comments here.
yeah, no, it's bad.
Jesus. Good God. That's wild. I never thought that they would unironically take advantage of the fact that that you technically only or you literally only own licenses to the games, specifically if it's just digitally and you don't actually own the game. I figured they would just kind of keep that loosely, just as a just in case thing, but nope, they're going full fledged with it.
Yes, bad.
Oh. Holy shit.
What?
I did not so I'm gonna be watching a Jobless Reincarnation season 2 here soon. I didn't realize I did a big ass time skip.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So, but anyways, those are the articles that I really want to talk about. Carter, you got anything else, bud?
Um, no, that was really all I've got.
That was it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, we've been going for a little over an hour and a half, so I think we can go ahead and call it here.
That's an episode.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you did, make sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Even share the video if you're feeling really charitable. You know, helps us in the algorithm, all that good stuff. Brings in new people to see, helps the channel grow. Make sure to, if you guys are curious about diving deeper into the articles that we discussed, they should be down in the description below. I usually use tiny URLs, so you should be able to just copy paste those into our URL and it'll take you directly to the article. The Discord is also in the description, so make sure to go and join that. If it does not work, make sure to also leave a comment for that, and I can adjust it. And then also go and follow the socials and the Twitch channels too. You know, that's where we live stream all that good stuff. Based off this conversation, you may see me live either playing Remnant or Borderlands 3 here soon. So keep an
True.
keep an eye out for that.
If that's not something that you guys are genuinely thinking about doing a stream where I start a new character,
There you go.
because I've only ever done Zane, Zane and Flack. Jesus. So I would like to.
Fair enough.
So.
But
And also, it's been a while since I've streamed, and I want to get back into it.
same. I've been slacking on the content creation. I'm gonna be honest.
You've been doing better than me, so.
But all right, y'all. Well, have a great night, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace out, gamers.